Part 2 of my celebrity intoxicating couples astrology culture. Right, so I've done Bobby, Whitney, Sid and Nancy, and you have to say the names right when you're out. And you can't say Nancy and Sid, and you can't say, well, you can say Whitney and Bobby, but yeah, it just, I don't know, it's got a certain ring to it, hasn't it? So, and I said about how water signs come into this, and it's because the water signs are just like, there's so much love there, and it's like such an unconditional kind of love, you know, really pure, and especially Cancer, like when it comes to Cancer, that's pure innocent love, I believe. Although Cancers can have that hard shell to them, deep down they just want to be loved. Like, we all want to be loved, we've just got different ways of expressing it. And like I said, Sid has his Mars in Cancer, which means relationships with his mum, women can be like intoxicating. Chris Brown has his placement, RuPaul, Eddie Murphy, like they all, that's why I posted like my teacher's video about that the other day, because a lot of people with Mars think Morrissey has that placement too, and he's another captivating person on himself with his like and celibacy. I get that, trust me, even in a relationship I get it. Okay, so now we go on to, and like Whitney like was so influential and so big to us like millennials and Gen X's, and everybody knew Whitney, everybody knew her songs, and we saw her like lose her voice, which I think's really like ironic. Like she lost her voice as in like a way, in like this comic Bond way, to feel on the same level as Bobby, maybe, is in the sense of like, oh, now I'm at his level, now he doesn't feel so intimidated that I'm the one who makes all the money, I'm the one who brings the show, you know. But sorry, Bobby, that's just how it was. And then we jump on to the daughter. Their daughter was a Pisces as well, which conjuncts Whitney's right Pisces rise. Then we come to these two. He was an 80s hair metal rocker who had all the women and all the drugs and all the alcohol and everything. But he really deep down was a soft boy who had loads of relationships. She was like the playboy Hugh Hefner's favorite girl. His favorite girl, along with Anna. And of course, like they were 90s culture, along with Whitney, along with Kurt and Courtney, along with JFK Jr. and his partner. I forgot her name, sorry. The 90s, man, intoxicating time, okay? And that's when Saturn would have been in Pisces, okay? And that way it is again. So we're learning. See, that's just clicked with me. We're learning about that bond. Is it right? Is it wrong? But it's just there. It's within us, and it's like going on around us, and that transit's happening. And Saturn's obviously like lessons, okay? And here we go. Anyway, she's a Cancer. Of course, the woman always is a Cancer. A lot of the time on Cancer placements or a water sign, the woman always seems to be a water sign. Apart from Whitney is a fire sign that I just said. And he is a Libra. Oh my God. Right, I'll tell you my beef with Libras is I just think they're pretending to be nice all the time, and I don't like it. I always feel like that. Faker, faker, faker. That's what I'm saying in my head the whole time they're communicating with me. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. But look at him. Like, he's intoxicated with her, and he really liked her feet as well. I saw this thing on like MTV where I was saying, oh, I know Pamela's so hot, but I'm just obsessed with her feet. Makes me think he's a Pisces rising, like we don't have his rising sign. He's a Sagittarius moon, another red flag. Like those two placements are enough. Mars in Cancer and then Venus in Scorpio. That's a lot for her, with her Aries moon, her Sun in Cancer, her Mars in Libra, and her Venus in Cancer. Her Venus in Cancer would have like been with his, she was in Venus in Gemini. Okay, so either way, like she's got that energy. He's got the more fire sign, but they're still compatible on such a deep. Then this man was jealous of his own children because they were getting his wife's attention, that he ended up in prison for causing like a DV situation. He went to prison for it. And I think it was for quite a while, like not years or anything, but maybe a year, maybe like 18 months. And even still, I haven't put Chris Brown and Rihanna, another Pisces bloody woman. Okay, sorry. But you see what I'm saying? Astrology doesn't lie. But these water signs did. Someone else, another astrologer said it on air. Fellow astrologer said on air. Like, it is the purest form of love with water signs. And okay, so a Scorpio form of love is like a power thing. It is deep bonding. It is. And I was like, on such a deep level that I said bonding. I want to bond to you on such a deep animalistic level. Natural mating, obviously, things like that, and making a baby. And in that series, Pam and Tommy, she's like, I can't wait to have a baby. Right? And he's like, I can't wait to make you pregnant. Do you want to see him? Yeah. Okay, sorry, I couldn't help myself. Like, okay, we get it, Tommy, you've got a massive dick. Oh, well, okay. That Mars and that Venus, that's his darker side. Like, it attracts that. Anything like, because it's in detriment in Venus. Scorpio is detriment in Venus. So it doesn't naturally like being in that placement. That's why we're always drawn to the dark side of drugs and Motley Crue and his relationship with Nikki, and then his relationship with women, and then his jealousy. I see that more being like, although Scorpios are jealous, I see like his Mars in Cancer of the like this power of the masculinity thing. Like I said, was similar to Sid because he had Libra patience, he had a Libra moon. So it's that similarity of like balancing out. And I feel this for men a lot. Like, don't be afraid to show your feminine side, men. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're less masculine at all. In fact, I kind of think it's hot that you're in touch with that feminine side of yourself. And she was the ultimate feminist, like women, I believe. Like, and she was cool, she was funny, she was like, she really has got a good sense of humor, and she is very quick-witted. And I think that's her Aries moon with like her nurturing like Cancer sun side, and then her Mars in Libra, that's the flirting, that's all the men she's been with, not in a like slightly way, but like, I'm obsessed with this relationship, I'm obsessed with this relationship. Like each new obsession of all the guys that she'd been with prior and after telling the guys do feel sorry for Brittany, Tommy's new partner, because she saying like he's still the love of her life, and that hurts, I guess. And then she with, but as a Cancer, she ain't gonna care. Cancer Leo placements, they ain't gonna care. Oh yeah, sorry, her Leo's in Venus. She really ain't gonna give a fuck about you, bitch. Okay, sorry. Although I love Brittany, like if it was my man's and he's it, is he Mrs. I don't give a fuck, you know. Next couple you should know, my favorite out of all of them, Night. Oh, sorry, a really horrible scutter, and I'm gonna add something into this video in a minute, which I think is relevant. So, 90s couple. She was like an egotistical maniac who had a rich background. I'm not gonna lie, I found out things, but a hippie background. Her mum's a therapist, and he is the grunge god in human form. Kurt Cobain. Oh, and I found out Kurt is a Scorpio, Mars, Pisces Venus, Pisces Mercury, Pisces Sun, sorry, Moon in Cancer. She's a Sun in Cancer and Moon in Cancer. So I had that bond, and they would do, this is so Cancerian, they would say, like, have fights with who had the worst childhood. That is just so Cancerian, like fighting over your childhood, lineage in your background. Oh, who had it worse? She had it worse. They both had it worse in different kind of ways. Like she said she learned all her mannerisms and her ways from like drag queens and drug addicts. He like was homeless. He spent many times from like house to house. That's so Pisces. It's that thing of being in prison, and he felt angry with his mother. I'd love to know what star sign his mother is. I just looked everywhere, I can't find it. But yeah, she had Gemini placements, which I think that's what initially would be like her deceitfulness with like the press and stuff like that, and being a real media mindset. Bit like Kris Jenner, whose midheaven is in Gemini public image. But yeah, these two just intoxicating, and they were heroin addicts together. And they took like a year off in 92 and just became like that. She became pregnant, and then there was all this stuff about she used when she was pregnant. And then they had the baby. The baby was healthy. We saw the baby of him at the VMAs.